What's up, people? TC here. Before I get started, I want to address one or two things. Sometimes the information that I put out is a little bit too deep for some people, right? They can't handle the shit. But I promise you, everything that I say is researched and verifiable, all right? I'm like anybody else. I might get a date wrong here or something might be a little askew there, but the point of my video is usually right where I want it to be. And if you can't understand what the fuck I'm saying, or you got a problem with some information that I put out or an opinion that I express, then stay the fuck away from my videos. All right? Because clearly they're not for you. Now, having said that, I'm going to go on with what I want to talk about today. All right. Now, what I want to talk about today is a hot topic in the news of the day, Omarosa and the spat, I guess you could call it that she having with, Donald Trump. Now, on my way to work today, I'm listening to XM radio. Really, I really don't like XM radio that much. But in order to keep up with what's being talked about and what's current and what's being said, I listen. Every once in a while now, I'm going to tell you something now. Every once in a while, somebody will say something that I'm totally in agreement with. But a lot of times, more than half the time, the hosts of these shows that are on XM radio, they are, they toe the corporate line and they straight Democrat or straight Republican. And anytime you start to veer away from that and start talking like a progressive or you get too liberal, they start to separate from you, or they start to tell you how wrong you are. Like, for example, a quick example is if you on a progressive progressive channel, or you listening to a progressive station where they pumping that Hillary Clinton bullshit. Anytime you say something against Hillary Clinton or against the corporate Democrats, they all over you and they start trying to tell you how wrong you are. But that's neither here nor there, and that's the subject of a different video. But Omarosa is what they were talking about this morning. Now, apparently, Omarosa wrote a book, a tell-all book about her year, or 11 months or whatever it was, in the White House, right? Now, she also claims to have a bunch of damaging tapes of conversations that Donald Trump had, you know what I mean, where he was tossing around saying nigger, you know what I mean, tossing the N-word around. Now, my thing on that is this. If you know anything about Donald Trump, do you know he's a racist? I mean, that's clear as the fucking nose on your face. I mean, his racism goes back, way back to his father and probably his grandfather. I mean, his goddamn daddy got arrested at a Klan rally, right? He himself was raised by that man, all right? Donald Trump was sued back in the 70s, as everybody knows, for discriminating against black people. For the life of me, I can't understand why anybody would want to rent from Donald Trump, but he was sued for not wanting to rent to black people, and he lost. He has this ongoing war against black athletes. He called LeBron James out his name. He called Don Lemon out his name. Now, this is a motherfucking pattern here. He called black congressmen all out their name. His main thing that he liked to talk about is how, low our IQs are. And he's really trying to play on that dumb nigger, vibe that a lot of rednecks and peckerwoods like to use. He liked to use that narrative, right? So Donald Trump saying niggas ain't no surprise to nobody who knows anything about him. But Omarosa seems to suggest that she has recordings of him saying Nigga. I don't know whether she does or not, but if she does, and if she releases that shit, I don't know if it will bring about his downfall completely, but it'll definitely hurt him, seriously hurt him in 2020. Because the reason why I say it still might not bring down his presidency is because, I mean, look at the shit he's already done and said, and he's still sitting pretty among motherfucking Republicans and his base. So, you know. But I know it'll hurt him in 2020. Because if I'm a presidential candidate and I'm running against him, I'm going to use the fuck out of that shit. Right? I'm going to smear it in his fucking face every chance I get. But just think for a second, if she did, and here's why I go back to what I heard this morning. Just think for a second if she did have recordings of him saying nigga this and nigga that. Right? How damaging that would be to him. And so back to the XM thing. Keep up now. The caller calls into, I guess it's Progress. And he answers the phone by saying, you know, what's your name, where you calling from, get ready for impeachment, blah, blah, blah. Some little tagline like that. But he says, get ready for impeachment. This guy. He's on, I'm on my way to work at 6:30, so his show starts at 6 o'clock. Blah, 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 get ready for impeachment, what's your name, where you calling from. So the guy calls in, says his name, and he says to the host, you know, if Omarosa has tapes of Donald Trump saying nigga, and those tapes brings down his presidency, then she should be allowed back into the black community. In other words, she should get her black card back. And the show host was like, no, she should, no, she should, no, 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 no. She should, no, no, no. And the caller, you know, stood his ground. He said, yes, you know, I think in my view, she should get her black card back. She should be allowed back into the black community. And the host, you know, he's corporate, so he's got to fall in line with this bashing of Omarosa that all of these motherfucking media pundits on the left and right are doing right now. Right? Even motherfuckers who was jumping all over Donald Trump about his bad policy towards Hispanics, all of a sudden, when it's a black woman who may have Donald Trump by the cojones, all of a sudden they ganging up on her. You feel me? So the brother on the other end of the phone said, yeah, in my view, she should get she should be accepted back into the black community. So if she has tapes of Donald Trump, now this is me talking. If she has tapes of Donald Trump saying nigga, she released those tapes and it brings down his fucking presidency or it prevents him from getting reelected in 2020. Imagine how fucking historic that would be. A black woman bringing down this motherfucker because he got caught saying nigga. And she heard him and she recorded it. And she released those recordings and it fucked his presidency up. Imagine how historic that would be. Because for a long time, Omarosa was like the fly in the motherfucking sugar bowl. You dig me? She was like the fucking fly in the sugar bowl. Now, I don't know what white folks do, but black people, we tend to throw the sugar out if we find a fly in the sugar bowl. They threw out the motherfucking fly and left the sugar bowl right there. But Omarosa, she was smart. She recorded some shit before they threw her out. And imagine if she really does have recordings of Donald Trump throwing the nigger word around. Well, in my opinion, if she's got that, in the unlikely event that she has that, she should get her motherfucking black card back. It might have a little asterisk by it, because she went out and did some serious cooning. But that would go a long way toward redeeming all that cooning she did, in my view. Now, I know that, like I said earlier, if he said nigga and she got it recorded and all that, she released it, it's gonna be some backlash for a while, and he probably won't get thrown out of office or impeached because of it, because he won't be the first president to ever say nigga while he was in the White House. You feel me? But it'll definitely hurt him. And all of them coons out there that want to support Donald Trump, you hear me, Diamond and Silk? All of them coons out there that want to support Donald Trump will know for sure what Donald Trump really thinks of them. I mean, come on now. You're talking about a motherfucker who got caught saying grab him by the pussy. Now everybody heard the Access Hollywood tape. Everybody heard that shit. He even admitted to saying that. How much of a stretch would it be for him to utter the N-word every once in a while? You heard how bad this motherfucker talk about Mexicans and Hispanics. What do you call them? Thieves, murderers, rapists. You know he don't give a fuck about talking about black people that way. I have a little rule that I live by. Excuse me, when it comes to rednecks and racist motherfuckers, right? And it's never steered me wrong. If I hear a racist, right, talking real gutter about an Asian person or an Arabic person or a Hispanic person, if I hear it and they know I hear it, right, that lets me know exactly how they feel about me. Because you know if they're going to talk shit about an Asian or an Arab or Hispanic, they really going to talk shit about a nigga when the nigga ain't in earshot. So you know that's how Donald Trump get down. Are you keeping up with me so far? Good. But imagine how historic it would be for a black woman to bring down Donald Trump's White House on some shit like that, because he was running around the Oval Office talking about nigga this and nigga that. She should get her black card back. All of them motherfucking media pundits out there, NBC, CBS, Fox, and the rest of them, all of them that's jumping on Omarosa, they're going to have to eat motherfucking crow. If she really does have what she is implying that she has. If. So check this out, though. If you listen to one of my videos, right, and it have a decidedly black slant to it, take a look behind me. Right? My shit ain't for you. I talk in a common sense kind of way. I'm blue collar, straight up and straight down. I'm Pan-African, straight up and straight down. I'm pro-black, black first, straight up and straight down. I don't give a flying fuck if you don't understand or can't follow what I'm talking about, because clearly it's not meant for you. Clearly. Right? Take your bitch ass over to BitChute or to one of them right-wing cracker ass motherfucking channels where you can talk to people who think like you do, if you can't stay with me. But do this. Stop dropping little dumb shit on my fucking comment line. Right? Everything that I say is verifiable. Everything. Everything. Yeah, you can nitpick anybody's motherfucking video and you can get a date wrong here and a little piece of information wrong there. But the gist of what I say is correct. You dig me? I've been on this motherfucking planet a long time. Most of what I say is from research and motherfucking memory. And I don't give a flying fuck about dating myself. So there's that. Anyway, with that, I'm going to be out. I got to work out now. Hit me with the subscribe button. If you like my shit, give me the thumbs up. If you don't, move the fuck on. TC, and I'm out.